Good evening. I'd like to call the regular city council meeting to order for April 14th, 2025. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everybody. I just would like to read our council protocol. The city council members are here to serve the city of Pierz. We expect respectful conduct at all times. Slander or inappropriate language will not be tolerated. Please speak only when addressed, one person at a time. Each speaker has a 5-minute time limit. Thank you for your cooperation. First, I would like to get approval of the minutes for March 24, 2025.
I'll make the motion.
Donnie makes the motion.
I'll second it.
Gary seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for the approval of the minutes. The next item would be additions or removal to the agenda. I don't have anything. I don't know if you, Gary.
Do not.
No?
Lynn, Sarah, do you have anything, Laura?
I do not.
Not? Okay. So if I could get a motion for the approval of the agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Lynn makes the motion.
I'll second.
Sarah seconds the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. So first, we have planning and zoning, and I think I can just kind of cover everything. I think everything's been approved. We got a premium concrete at 506 Industrial Park, a concrete permit. Leah Shaw, 216 Vincent Street North, a concrete permit. Third one is the School District 484, Pierz High School, 112 Kamek Street, temporary small accessory structure permit. Then we have Midwest Processors LLC for 400 Centennial Drive, a new construction of a grain bin. So if I could get approval of those.
I'll make that motion.
Donnie makes the motion.
I'll second it.
Lynn seconds the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for those permits. Then we go to our claims report, which Kay has that.
Claims for March were $378,025.80.
If I could get a motion for approval of the claims.
Make that motion.
Gary makes the motion.
I'll second.
Sarah seconds the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried for the claims. And then also Kay has our treasurer's report.
Ending balance for March was $2,971,592.92.
If I could get a motion to accept that.
I'll make that motion.
Donnie makes the motion. If I get a second.
I'll second it.
Lynn seconds the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for the treasurer report for March. Next, we are honored to have Steve Bozer up. Actually, you can sit right there, Steve.
Oh, I got to come over here?
You have to, yeah, you have no choice. You get to be the first person to warm the seat up.
That's the hot seat.
This is the hot seat. Is
So
my mic
Steve
on?
is
Oh,
here
yeah.
to talk about some of the death benefits and the pension for our fire department.
Yeah, that's correct. I came back in February of this year, and then we tabled it and we discussed it, and then you guys had a special or a workshop meeting or whatever you call it to go over this. And I think this might have just been missed, and it's important to us that we get it in your minutes because it's in my minutes as part of the Relief Association. And the part of your contribution that you guys give us each year and that we discuss in February helps us to raise our retirement. And we'd like to really stay in the middle or the means with every, department our size around our community. Even though we think we're better than, we just, that's where we want to keep our retirement. This year, we are able to raise it $100, and which would put us at $3,200. And I guess what I'm looking for is just, we'd need to get it, get it approved in your minutes, and then there's a form that Sarah, of course, signs. And then, and Laura does have those forms already. So they're already printed up and they're ready to go. I just, asking for your blessing and to give us the go ahead with that.
So, and you guys got any questions at all?
No.
Okay, Gary, Donnie, none? Lynn?
Nope.
Sarah?
Nope.
Laura, you're okay? Okay. So if I could get a motion to approve, move it to 3,200. It looks, to me, it looks good. We're still 110% funded.
Yep.
It looks like.
And the
So-
reason why we do that is in the event that we would have a couple bad years in the market or like in 2008, we had to reduce it. That was really tough to do. So we feel if we stay above that mark, we always have that cushion so that if we did have a smaller or a weaker year with the stock market. And so that's the reason why we want to stay above 110% funded.
Yep. So if I could get a motion to approve that.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Sarah makes a motion to approve.
Second it.
Gary seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Steve, so we're gonna go from 3,100 and move it to 3,200.
Thank you. And I know that's on all of us. We thank you for that.
Yep, thank
So,
you.
All right.
The next item we have is a school agreement with with the city golf course. What we did, we worked something out with the school district where for the golfers, it'll be, so prior, we always kind of had a charge per golfer and it was kind of hard to keep track of and there's a bunch of different things. So we kind of streamlined it to where it's $3,500 for the high school golfers and $1,000 for the cross-country runners to use the golf course because that part of it is that time is down. We're not getting golfers there to generate any income. But we all, including the school, we all know make this work for everybody. And so we got a good, a decent number. So everybody kind of wins from it. So I don't know. So the school agreement with the golf course is $4,500 total. So do we need approval for that? If I could have a motion maybe to approve it?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Lynn makes a motion to approve it.
I'll second it.
Donnie seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? A motion carried with the school agreement with the city golf course for $4,500 for this year. The next item is the PACC request to utilize a shelter on their meeting nights. We have one coming up, actually, and Parker is here. We have one coming up, I think, June 2nd, I think they're requesting it. And they're, obviously, the commercial club's a real vital asset to our community. So, and we're also on it, and we'd like to donate the shelter. There's probably gonna be 3 or 4 meetings this summer and just donate it they have it every couple of months, they have a meeting, so.
Yep, I booked it out every Monday through September.
Oh, good. Oh, good. That's great. I think we do it I'll check with them. We have our first one, I think is June 2nd or something. And others I can have they can verify it with you. I think we do it every 2 months, I think we have one.
Yes.
So we should be okay either way, I guess. So if I could just get a motion to approve the shelter request for the commercial club.
I'll make that motion.
Gary makes the motion.
I'll second it.
Lynn seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? A motion carried. The next item, I think I'm going to actually have Laura, I can read these off, or if you want to just cover them really quick, you're welcome to. Maybe better if you, do you understand it probably a little better than?
Sure.
Okay.
We had reviewed the employee handbook. There are a few items in here that we're making more simpler. So the PTO and the ESST, which is that new sick bank, is going to be combined. We are now having a PTO carryover, which is new. So there will be a balance, but it'll go by your years of service. We will have a PTO that is actually a question. The PTO one time a year payout of up to 40 hours, specifically in October, that was going to be discussed tonight.
Okay.
The total of the compensation hours are going to move to 120 hours. Full-time employees can have up to 8 hours in a pay period extra during a week. As I said, start paying 40 to 80 hours of the old sick bank leave is also a question, so.
I mean, I have no problem with that. And you guys got any discussion on those changes?
The PTO one time a year, how many does that affect?
That would be a choice. That was kind of how we talked about it at the employee advisory.
So what that would be, Donnie, is, let's say we have a situation where an employee, for whatever reason, could not take their PTO. It's just too hard for them to use it. A police officer quits, Eric has to work.
Yep.
We would give him the option, instead of losing it, he would fill out a form that would be brought to the employee advisory committee to review it, to make sure that it's correct.
Okay.
And then we'd present it to council, and they'd get the one-time payout.
Would we be better off moving that from October to the end of the year, just because it would
I think
be,
that was a request by you. October was the better month.
oh, I'm just
Yeah.
asking the question, so.
October is where we usually get our lump sum, so.
That's no problem, I was just asking the question, seemed
Yep.
like, okay.
I
I'm
mean,
all right with it.
obviously, we're going to encourage people to use it. We want them to take their time, but also knowing that sometimes it doesn't always work.
Yep, yep,
Going back to the PTO ESST combination, that is for full-time employees. It'll be one bank. If you are a seasonal person, you still will collect the ESST hours.
but you don't get the PTO.
You do not get the PTO.
Were we
The only
discussing
question I
the
had, I'm good.
change?
Oh, yeah, you can bring that up too.
We also had a discussion about changing the pay period when it starts. Currently, it's Sunday to Sunday, or Sunday to Saturday. They were talking about changing it to Saturday, so that way, specifically Brad and Jim had pointed out that that is when they notice overtime usually comes, so they can plan their week better if they need to take time off. So that was a discussion.
Can we
as
do
well.
that?
We
I mean,
can.
I,
We
that's
just
one of
have
those,
to-
I don't know
We'll
questions.
just get the okay, and I'll work with Pro Resource on when's a good time to start it.
I mean, that's up to those guys if that works
Yeah,
better.
it works, they felt it worked
If
better
it
for
works
them.
better for them, that's a recommendation, I would say we do what they want.
And it does make sense. Not only for their department, but any.
How many people have banked PTO yet? Like the comp, are we talking about the comp time from before we went to Pro Resources? Is that what you were asking?
We were specifically saying PTO
Okay.
in general.
But we have two employees that have, or three currently, that have banks of time from previous.
The
I would
old
s-
sick bank.
Yes.
I would say, and my recommendation would be just to start paying that out. Because it's not going to get any lower as time goes on.
I think that was part of, was that something we read that we were gonna start paying that off as well, part of
That
it
was-
every year?
Yep.
Yep,
And that's a Pro Resource recommendation.
right, it was, yep. The compensation, I think we did the PTO payout, we got that figured out, and the compensation for 120 hours. So from going from 240 hours of comp time, we're gonna go to 120 hours, but we realized that, especially with the golf course not being open yet and the extra hours possibly of working on it to get it open, we're gonna go to just paying them out time and a half. So if something happens where we have to carry over a couple hours, we'll just pay them directly, we won't give them the comp time, we'll just
Yep.
pay them. So it keeps it a lot simpler, and then hold it at 120 hours, right? I think that's what we talked
Yep,
about.
yep, exactly.
And then the full-time employees can have up to 8 hours of pay period extra, so that's where they would come up with that 120 hours. We originally talked about 4 hours a week, but they wanted it 8 hours of pay period, because one week they might not have to do it, and the next week they might have to work 8 hours.
Yep.
So then they can schedule that 8 hours a little better as well. So that's what I think what we're voting on, huh? Sarah, are you okay with it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, and Gary, you're good?
Yep.
Okay? Donnie, I know you're okay with it. So if we get a motion for that,
I'll make the motion to go ahead with the changes for the employee handbook as spelled out.
I'll second.
okay, Lynn makes a motion, Sarah seconds it, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for the changes to the employee handbook. So now we get to move on to the clubhouse and park board update. I guess, look at Parker, he already knows it. I didn't even have to ask him to come up there, he can't wait. He's so excited.
So the first item on the agenda I had for you was tournament pricing, so looking to add fees onto the fee schedule. Went over these with park board. We didn't have any questions. Really just looking to make everything uniform. I know there was some inconsistencies in the last few years of what we were charging to which groups, so just looking to make that more consistent.
That's great. So that would be, should we get a motion on that?
Probably do them all separate, yeah.
Yeah, we probably should, yeah. Motion?
I'll make that motion to approve the tournament pricing.
Lynn makes the motion.
I'll second it.
Gary seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Approved. Parker.
Thank you. Next up is clubhouse hiring approvals. I have one additional one that I'll throw in here at the end. Starting with Shay Watercott at $13 an hour. Shay's a high schooler on the golf team. Next will be Jack Crocott, starting at $13 an hour, increased from the $13.50 on June 25th. The increase is due to him turning 18 at that time, so we'll be able to better utilize him, pouring hard liquor, touching alcohol, as well as pull tabs. Callie Wytoshik at $13 an hour. Really feel she's going to be valuable to us in the kitchen, especially. Addie LeBlanc is interested in coming back to the course this summer. I believe she was previously with us 2 years ago. Looking to bring her back at $14 an hour. I'd like to hire Lisa Talbert at $15 an hour. She's really going to be able to help us out on Tuesday nights with Men's League. She also has bartending experience. And then my addition was Linda Hoheisel at $14 an hour. Looking to bring her on as kind of our emergency backup, and we'll just be in an on-call capacity.
Great, that looks good. I got a really quick question for you. Are we gonna have a more consistent beer cart person this year, do you know?
Yeah, so I'm looking to start it Memorial Weekend. Is always when I'm looking to start it through Labor Day, but it'll all come down to staff.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I'm hoping to have one every weekend starting Memorial Weekend.
That'd be great. Yeah, because that's one of the things that I hear from, they get pretty thirsty out there when they're golfing. For some reason.
Yeah, especially when that new 9 opens,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we might want to start providing some walkers too at that point.
Yeah, we want to get them hydration.
Yeah. Good. Okay, so if I could get a motion for the new hires.
I'll make the motion.
Donnie makes the motion.
Second it.
Gary seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Parker.
Thank you. And the last thing I have for you here from Park Board is the clubhouse parking lot addition. So we received four quotes for the proposed parking lot extension project. The project would extend the current parking lot south on the west side of the clubhouse. The current plan would be to have people park on Class 5 and potentially pave the new portion down Irwin. So what we're looking for, Park Board seeking approval to hold another round of open bids. That'll be more apple to apple with each other, so we can come back to the board with better quotes as to what the project will entail.
Question would be, is there's a lot of golfers that hit that area?
There is.
So is fencing going up or is something different going
It wasn't in the
up?
quote, but we talked about, I believe we're gonna have to put a net up on the southwest corner of the clubhouse.
Okay.
And extend it out. I probably need help with that 30 feet or so. Well, that's gonna be high up there, probably 20, 30 feet in the air to stop those balls.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but there's a lot of guys that hit there.
Absolutely. Right, just like over there all the time. So, I think we should definitely put up a sign, park at your own risk.
Yeah, I think
Well,
so.
that was gonna be one of my next questions is who is liable for that?
It's the golfer.
Yep.
As well as if we had all the houses on the course, the golfer's liable for those as well. If they were to break any windows.
Okay.
But I think this is something that's needed when you're down there on busy weekends, You got the campground going, the park, the water right there as well. So I think this is something that is definitely gonna be needed, especially with the addition of the
Mhm.
And then one thing we talked about is we wouldn't be doing, I know Donnie, you had brought, I think at the end of last year, in terms of remodeling, putting in the window and changing the door. We
door
would not
was-
do that.
Right, the door would have stayed the same, but that's where the new entrance would have
Yep.
been.
We won't have to do that. So that cost wouldn't be there, which would help offset the cost for this.
So you're looking just for, at this stage, it's just to approval from us so you could go out and get apples to apples bids and then come back with something next. I'll make the motion for that.
Okay, Donnie makes the motion for the clubhouse parking lot addition.
I'll second it.
Lynn seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, Parker.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was great.
Have a
having
good
you here.
weekend.
Yeah, it was a very.
Oh,
good
yeah,
weekend.
there you go. I was gonna, yep.
Saturday, we brought in revenue, $31,000.
Oh, great.
And then Sunday, when I left, it was at, I wanna say $12,000 and finished just over 13,000, so. Very good weekend, sold a lot of memberships, had a lot of golfers out there.
Fantastic. And the app is working good and everything and
No
you're,
one said it wasn't working.
yeah, that's good. No
But we
news
did
is
have
good
a lot
news.
of people book online, so I know the online system was working.
Great.
Good.
Yeah, it is. It's really exciting.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So then we have a parks update. I don't know, Lynn, you covering that?
Zach is
Zach.
there.
Oh, Zach is, sorry.
Yep, Zach is.
Hello, Mayor, Council.
Hey.
Updates, I guess, we open. Just getting the course ready as much as we can. But I also have a couple other things we discussed at the park board. So we got striping of the parking lot for marking all the parking stop spaces. We've got a quote for that of $17.50 that I brought to the park board. Everybody agreed that it's a good idea. We could get that done. I guess I'm that, and then I'll combine that with 3 handicap signs too. Because we need to come up with compliance and stuff and have the signs put in there. 2 by the clubhouse, I think, and then 1 over by the shower house there. So the striping, painting, line striping, what's her name? They would do all,
RPM.
RC, I think it was. Yes, they would do all the painting of the handicap spots and everything we need. They would do the crosswalk between the shelters and that, all the way down where the men's league park. They do all that, the whole parking lot for $17.50, and then the signs we would need would be $73.35 for 3. So if that's something that the park board still wants to move forward with, which I think they did, and the council, I guess just get approval to move forward with that.
Can we get a motion?
Hold on, I've got one question.
Okay. sorry.
After talking to Eric Gaffke, we talked about potentially down the line, Eric had mentioned that might be something that his department could do. Because the cost of the machine is almost what it costs per year to have people come in and do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like I said, we don't have the equipment now, or nothing of that nature, but it might be something to really look into here. Which I did talk to Lynn, and we just said that I would bring it up maybe in the next month.
Yep, just so you guys know that's coming down the line in terms of that.
Great.
Hopefully, we can save that cost
Mm-hmm.
going
forward.
down. Yep. I would make the motion though to go ahead this year with the bid that Zach got for the $17.50.
Okay, if I could get a second?
I'll second.
Sarah seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, Zach.
And thank you, I will be calling them up and get that rolling to see when they can get out there, hopefully on a day we're not too busy, and
Yeah.
they can work around the cars. And then with the Sand Pro, Field Pro that we got for building the new 9, got it posted on Minnesota Golf Courses Superintendent's Association, Facebook
Say that
as
3
well.
times.
With a few other golf course sites I'm a part of and stuff. I've had one person call me, and then they said, well, I'm not interested, they want to call me back. So that's all I've had for that. I did talk to my salesman with Toro, and originally he said around 19.5 he thinks he could do, but then he officially talked to his manager and stuff, and he came back at 18. I said, that's not good enough, we need to do better. So he was still working with them. I called him again today. That was him that called me there just before the meeting, so that's why I took that. So he's still working with it. He asked me if it was okay, that if we can take it off of the greens mower we're gonna buy. So instead of them writing a check for it, they can just take it off of that. He said he's working on trying to get it closer to that 22.
Oh.
So I don't know if you want to wait till we get an actual number to move ahead, or if, if he comes at above 20, I move forward with it. I guess it's up to what you guys want to do. But I won't know until probably maybe first part of next week, end of this week, what he comes back with.
I mean, I would say add it to if we're buying a mower from them. I mean, I think that makes
makes
sense. Yeah, it really does. And they got some profit in that mower that they can maybe move a little bit on that, give us a little more on it, hopefully. I mean, it's kind of, hopefully that's the way it goes.
Yeah, I'm hoping, and then, like I said, that doesn't work. I said, we need better than 18.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Are you guys okay with that?
Yep.
So I guess if he comes back at above 19, go for it. Above 20, I need, I guess, like I said,
You need that number.
I need a number so that I don't. I mean, I'm hoping he comes back higher.
I know, it's just, for me, it's really frustrating, Zach, because I was in on the whole process when we had to buy that thing for the golf course, and it was like $37,000, and back then.
We were
they
gonna get 30 for it.
They were made out of gold, yeah, and we were gonna get 30 for it, and now we're struggling to get 18. It's just amazing how stuff changes in 2 years or whatever, it's just, but I do understand it. I would say we gotta at least get 20,000 for it.
Okay, so if he comes back at 20,000, move forward with it. If
I-
not, bring it
what-
back to the council.
Yeah, there you go, that'd be great. Actually, that'd be the way to do it, I think.
Hopefully it's higher than that, but. Okay.
Yep.
And then we are working on, I'm working with Parker, we're gonna post that we are selling 6 carts next week, Monday through Wednesday is when the bidding is. And then they need to pick them up and have them out of there before Saturday.
Perfect.
They'll be posted on Facebook?
We're gonna post it on
How are we doing it?
Facebook this weekend, but we're gonna say that the bidding doesn't start until Monday, so it gives everybody a chance to see it. And then
Right.
We're just gonna have sheets that are gonna be laid out in the clubhouse.
Okay.
And they can just,
Minimum bid on them?
yep, I'm gonna put 2,500 for 5 of them and then 22 for another one that.
Okay.
I feel guilty selling it higher, so I'm gonna go a little lower. So,
Cool.
Good,
other than that, that is all I have.
okay.
Awesome.
Sounds
Thanks,
good.
thank you,
Thanks,
Zach.
Thanks, Zach.
So we have Eric here.
Crack man.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not until we have it.
All right, good evening,
Not-
Mayor, Council. Got a few things tonight. So we got, the first one will be kind of an easy one here. Mike Schaefer Seal Coating, he's the one who does our crack sealing in town here. We went through the streets that we are recommending as Cody Court. There's some on Centennial Drive we should touch up. Camnick Street, Edwards Street, mainly over by the Holy Trinity area there. First Avenue, and then Robert Street back here. With a total of $8,019. We do have 10,000 in our line item budget.
When are they gonna be doing that, Eric, do you know?
When will they? do
Yeah,
it?
do you have any dates or just?
I haven't have it, he didn't
Okay,
give me a date.
okay.
Usually it ain't too long after. we
Yep.
say yeah.
Okay, I was just curious.
And you said it's gonna be 8?
$8,000, yeah.
Oh, okay.
$8,019. And we have 10,000.
10, right.
Just looking for your approval on that one.
If I could get a motion,
I'll make the motion.
Donnie makes the motion,
I'll second.
Sarah seconds the motion, all in favor for the crack sealing request, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried, Eric.
The second thing I got some more bids for Lions Park, the timber removal and then the concrete curbing. I got one from Concrete Poster. So Clint Poster gave us one. It's gonna look like the one at Holy Trinity. So it basically, it's, what is it, 6 inches wide, 10 inches tall. It has rebar inside it. His bid came in at $2,640. I have Chris Young, Premium Concrete, pretty much the same thing, 6'10" wide rebar. His bid is $3,360. And then I kind of got a hold of Chad Prisabilla. So he does, it's more of a fancier looking curve, I guess you could call it. It's really nice stuff and it looks really good. My only thought is it's not, it's basically meant for more like flower pot edge, flower edging. His is like 6 inches wide by 4 inches tall. There's no rebar or nothing inside it. I mean, if you could go around the top and squirt it on top, it'd look great, but I don't feel that's necessary. His would look good, it's just not gonna, in my opinion, ain't gonna hold up to what's needed down there. My recommendation is either Clint or Premium, whichever you guys decide. we could decide, then I can let them know and get it on their schedule, because.
I think, I mean, for the, I know, the posters, they do really good work.
Yeah, both of them they do very.
Yeah, they
well,
both do,
so I don't-
but-
Whichever one you guys decide on, then we'll go and move
And
forward.
if it's apples to apples, I mean, we should go with the,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I would make the motion then to go ahead with Clint Poster's bid of $2,640 to do
If
the
I-
edging at the Legion Park.
yep, if I can get a second,
Second it.
Gary seconds it, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Here.
Okay, then the last thing is just a little update here. Got the sweeper fixed, it's running good. We've probably got maybe close to about half a town done here. We'll be working on it again this week. We'll also start putting some snow equipment away. I ain't putting it all away yet because as soon as you do that, it'll snow. Let's see, within the next few weeks coming up, we'll get hammered on the parks, get them cleaned up. We'll start getting flower boxes out and planters ready. Girl Scouts, my wife Tracy will head that up, and Brenda, the lady who does that, has helped us out with the flowers before, so we'll get that all done. The brush pile gate is open, so people can go in there and put their brush in there. That did burn down really nice this last fall.
Good.
When we burnt it up, and it's ready for another year, so. What else we got in here? I'm just gonna, another thing, city cleanup day is May 17th, 8 AM to 10 AM at the school. I am gonna look into some spray injection patching. I know Bob did it a number of years ago, kind of on Benson Street. It's definitely way better than cold patch. It kind of glues stuff in the cracks and helps. You know them long cracks in the road that you up down there? You can put cold patch in them and plow them out next time it snows. This will actually hang in there for a little while longer. I mean, there's still stuff in there from when Bob did it there a few years ago. In hopes to just prolong that street a little longer. You know, if we don't do anything, it's gonna turn into a lot of, just garbage, and we'll have to put a lot of cold patch down. So I'll get, I gotta look into who did it and who doesn't. I'll get a few bids and come back to you guys with that. There are a few bigger potholes around town I'm just gonna have cut out and patched. So hey, put a cold patch in. We're not gonna redo the street anytime soon, then we'll just fix it for a little while. There's probably 3 or 4 of them, I can't think. I know one was over by 4th Street, southeast, west. There's kind of a big old rotten hole in there that just keeps getting bigger, so I will just cut it out. Put some dirt in there and put a nice patch on it. There's a few more around here too, I can't think of where they're at. Other than that, that's kind of what I got. You guys got any questions?
Sounds good. Thanks for your hard work.
Yeah, thank you so much.
About the street project.
Oh, one other thing too. We have a couple meetings coming up here for the street project, the end of it. So basically, I think on April 17th, we're gonna meet. A few of us are meeting and we're gonna do a walkthrough, kind of just go through everything and write down a list. Add to our punch list or whatever we call that. And then on April 22nd, we'll be meeting with all the contractors, the general contractor, to set down what needs to be done and get some timelines on when they're actually going to plan on finishing up their stuff. So those things will be coming up here. That's April 17th and April 22nd.
What time is the 17th?
The 17th, it's at like, I'd have to look, it's 10:30. I think, in the
Shoot me a message
morning. I think it's
when you know what
10:30
it
to
is.
11 or so, 11:30 or something like
Okay.
that.
Shoot me a message when you know what it is.
Yeah, and then we'll kind of just go from there once we figure all that jazz out.
Sounds good.
Great,
Thanks,
thank
Eric.
you.
Actually, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
I got a question from a resident on Saturday. Is Minnesota Power doing like underground wiring or something around town?
Not here.
Oh, okay. Because she asked me, was wondering if the city was doing something because there was a guy wandering around checking meters in her backyard. I was like, maybe it was.
So, on Saturday?
No, it was
Oh.
earlier. It was like earlier in the week or something, but like nobody told her that they were going to be looking around back there. So she was thought it was really strange. And I was like, well, maybe it's Minnesota Power. I don't know.
That's interesting, yeah, no.
And
Only one, well, the one we had looked at last week was right by, Todd Prenticeberger's triplex, so that.
Oh, okay. I was like, cause she lives on Park Avenue, and
Oh,
I was like, I didn't hear anything. I figured they would call if they were sending
No,
someone to
yeah,
wander around their backyard.
no, yeah, we didn't know about that, but they should have been over there. The only one we had was over there, and then the golf course stuff.
Yeah, and she said she talked to someone else, and someone did it in their yard too. So I was like, oh.
What the heck?
Interesting.
Yeah, they were like checking utility meters or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard, so.
Yeah, well, maybe I'm telling the wrong Eric.
No, that's okay, but I'll keep an eye out and ask them, I'll talk to them.
Yeah, see if they're doing-
They're out and about there, but I don't know why they.
Well, because I know when they did the road project here, they put underground wiring
did a
in.
little bit,
So
yes.
I wasn't sure if they were
I
planning
wouldn't
on
think they've been monkeying around with anything over here yet.
Mhm.
You know, everything they have is done.
just curious. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Then we got the city administrator.
I have a few updates. I have been receiving quite a few phone calls regarding the chicken ordinance. I just wanted to share that I am working with Sourcewell in creating one to be able to bring to council to decide if we're moving forward with it or not, or making any changes. But it will not be until closer to the middle of May. Any questions on that? Okay. A few of us were able to meet with Sarah Funk regarding the PAC donations that they had purchased or had discussed purchasing last year for the Pierz parks here. There are 2 dinosaurs that are coming, and Brad is going to work with her on mounting that down at the Pierz Park. There is also a water table that should be fun down at the Pierz Park that they all seem to be able to mount it just fine. It'll work. And then there is a Gaga ball pit that is getting placed over here at the Lions Park. And Eric is a part of that, so he has it figured out how that's gonna get set up.
No, we gotta look at that.
And then they discussed putting a volleyball net down there at that park. And they will be working on painting the basketball court down at the Pierz Park for pickleball.
Great.
That was my update from PAC. With that compensation change, that means we will actually get the golf course workers, Brad and Jim, to have less comp time in the winter, so they'll be working more full-time. We'll be able to designate one of Brad or Jim in the winter during, specifically November 1st to March 31st for working with Eric Gaffke. And that should help Public Works out. With that, we are looking at changing the current Public Works part-time position to a full-time seasonal position. That will begin April 1st to October 31st. I am looking for approval of that change and to be able to post it with a pay range of $20 to $25 an hour, open until filled. Eric Gaffke and Don will be a part of that hiring process, if that is okay.
Hey, you guys have any questions on that at all? Good. So if I get a motion for a full-time seasonal position at $20 to $25 an hour, it'd be starting April 1st and going to October 31st to work with Eric in the city departments.
I'll make that motion.
Lynn makes the motion.
I'll second it.
Gary seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. The last piece I have is a bit of sad news. Our park complex superintendent, Zach, has given us his resignation. His last working day will be May 9th for the city.
So then we would have to do a motion to accept the resignation of Zach.
Could I speak before that?
I suppose.
I'm Cody Varner, I'm on the park board, and it's brought to our attention, obviously, that Zach put his resignation letter in. And I feel it is a terrible mistake if we don't do everything in our power to keep this man. In the last 2 years, we have seen multiple city workers with ties to the golf course league. People that are from here, that live here, and have founded their families here. To me, that tells me we have failed as a city. Zach didn't decide to make another 9 holes, but he did everything in his power to not only maintain the previous 9, but has also helped on the new 9. Even during turmoil, multiple project managers, high-stress projects, he did everything he could to help the city and the course. Without speaking for him, I don't think this resignation is from a loss of interest by him, but a lack of feeling appreciated for the work he does above and beyond his duties. I know for myself, being at the course, that this course and city means the world to him. We recently hired a new clubhouse manager, and we're still trying to finish this course, and the first week of golf has already started. Losing Zach makes life tougher not only on Preston, but the entire grounds crew. No one down there knows that course and the buildings better than Zach. In my opinions, this is the worst case scenario to start the golf season. I hope we can find a resolution, and regardless of what happens, I would like to thank Zach for all that he has done. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Yeah. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Cody. Motion to accept Zach's resignation.
I'll make the motion.
Donnie makes the motion.
Choice.
I'll second it.
Lynn seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Motion carried.
With that, I do ask that we post for the position with a salary range of 55,000 to 75,000, with the job description that we currently updated. I would like to open it until filled. And the hiring committee would be Lynn, John, Parker, myself, and Brad and Jim, if they're available. So.
If I could get a motion to post for the superintendent of the parks position with the salary 55 to 75.
I'll make that motion.
Lynn makes the motion.
I'll second it.
Donnie seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. That was all of my updates.
Okay. I don't have anything at all. If anybody else has any updates?
I don't have an update, but I would also like to thank Zach for all the years of service. It's tough to vote to say that we accept a resignation, but when you turn it in, there isn't really a whole lot of choice that we have but to accept a resignation. So thank you for all your stuff you've done for us.
Yep, I agree.
Thank you, Zach. Really appreciate everything you've done.
Wish you the best.
Yep, we do. We all do.
With that, if nothing else, I'll make a motion to adjourn at 7:43 PM.
Donnie makes a motion to adjourn.
Second that.
Gary seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.